the bank. It's been a long time since my last blog. I did manage to get out to do a 24-hour session with my mate of mine, but we didn't bring any camera work or anything like that. We literally purely went out for a pleasure fishing. Unfortunately we blanked, so there was nothing to show you. But I'm down a very special place today. I got whispered about a syndicate a couple of weeks ago from a friend of mine, a fella tester of the Bankum baits, and also a tester of mine for the Bankum's tackle. And he told me a little bit of information about this lake, and I was like, yeah, sounds alright, I'll have a little look. Came down here last night at 6 o'clock, and I'll tell you what, it's paradise. It's only a small little syndicate. It's only got about 5 or 6 swims on it. It's got a tiny wee little island. Rules and regulations state that I'm not allowed to mention the name, and I'm also not allowed to do any videoing of the lake as a whole, so I can't basically span across the lake to show you the lake. Obviously I'm allowed to show you little clippets and stuff like that, but as a general span across the lake, I'm not allowed to do that. So unfortunately I can't show the spots I'm fishing, but I can explain about it. Now the lake itself is probably about an acre. It's got about 4, 5, 6, got 6 swims on it. It's absolutely picturesque. It's in the middle of nowhere, surrounded by trees and farmland. It's got about 5 or 6 30s in, and it's probably got about 15, 20 to maybe 25 20s, all from 20 to 29, and it's probably got about, again, another 30, 40 upper doubles. They are looking at netting it, I've been told, this year, and taking out a few of the smaller ones to let a few of the bigger ones grow a little bit bigger. It's not really fished. It's about a 22, 25 year old pit, so it's nicely sort of matured. All the trees around the edges and stuff like that, and shrublands are really nice. It's got no reeds, it's got no lilies, it's literally just tree lined all over, hanging and in the water. It looks really carpy. But for the last 3 years it's been taken over by an old boy who's basically done it for himself and a few of his mates, but because they ran out of money, I was told, they decided to open it up to 10 people, and it's a 10-man syndicate. So luckily enough there's one spot free. I got whispered about it, come down here last night, and definitely be joining. Seen a couple of fish top. My mate had a screaming run this morning, but unfortunately by the time he got out of his sleeping bag and connected with it, the fish had literally just took him through a corner of a tree line and snagged him straight up. So they're not stupid fishing here. The fish literally darted straight towards it. It wasn't as if, you know, it was in its path. His right hand rod was on a spot and the fish darted left and just headed straight towards this big tree. So they're quite cunning fish, and apparently quite hard to catch. It's not a syndicate where you can get down here and have 4 or 5 fish in a day, or even 4 or 5 fish in a week. It's one of them fish, you know, syndicates that you come down for a bite, you've had a bite, that's it. You know, you've had a bloody good time. So basically, talk a little bit about the methods that I'm doing. My left hand rod is close to a little island. There's a little overhanging tree. It shelves off from about 4 foot to 6. I'm just on the corner of that shelf with a little RR1, probably with about 25 scattered boilies round it, and a tiny weeny little RR1 stick. Middle rod is on the far margins with a tiny weeny washed out pop up with a load of pellet round it, again from Bankum bait, sorry. My right hand rod is along a tree line to my right, and I've probably put out 3 or 4 boats now over a course of a couple of hours of pellets and crushed up nuttams and cocoa plum, and I've got a little nutum on just chopped down. And the idea is to try and get 3 or 4 separate spots along that tree line. Fish come along, mooch in, find a spot, clear it out, find the next one, clear it out, you know, find my one hopefully, because of course I've had 2 clear spots with no hooks, get real confident, get on the feed, and hopefully pick one up. It would be nice to get a take on your first session down here, but I'm not expecting it at all. It does look a beautiful picturesque little lake, but it also looks rock hard as well. You know, sometimes you look at a lake and they're smashing out and boshing out everywhere and you just got all the confidence in the world. With this place, it's a perfect picturesque little lake, but literally seen about 3 or 4 fish, and yeah, there's no sort of bubbles coming up or anything like that. There's no real big fish movement. So whether it's the noise of me talking on the bank at all, or whether it's a car that did drive past earlier on, and had a little chat. He's gone, as far as I'm aware. He's a member just coming over here because he could see my car from the field. He was just checking it out. Again, that's another good thing. You know, you can see the car from the car park. Another member's come down and had a little word and just made sure that, you know, I weren't sort of poaching. So it's a quite a secure little place, but it's all on the hush. Unfortunately, like I said, I can't say what it's called, but I'm going to call it Paradise Pit. It's absolutely lovely. So my name for this little place is called Paradise Pit, and it's going to be my new syndicate. I'm allowed to bring my old man down here as a guest every now and then as well. So I'll be doing a few sessions down there with my old man, and I'm going to put him straight on the list. As far as I'm aware, there isn't a waiting list for it because it is so quiet and so secret, this place. It was literally whispered to me, there's a spot open. If you've got the money, get yourself in here, and I have, and I've joined. It's absolutely cracking little place. But yeah, so like I sort of said with the methods, borrowed my mate's boat as I sold my one, and got myself a little bit of upgraded tackle that should be turning up soon in the post. I've got myself some Shimano long cast big pit bait runners, more for Bayswater to be honest, and stuff like that. But now I've joined this little lake, they're going to be big overkill over here. So I'm not sure whether I should stick them straight back on eBay again and you know, keep the reels I've got and maybe get myself a few other little bits and bobs, or just keep hold of them and you know, use them over here. But it'd be, you know, it would be all soft margin fishing and mid-water anyway, so, you know, like I said, it's not a massive lake. So yeah, so I borrowed my mate's boat, just taking out little bits of bait every now and then, dropping it over a few spots. Like I told you about the far margin and the tree line to my right. The one that's by the island, once I'm doing, is every sort of a couple of hours bringing it in, another scattering of 3 or 4 boilies around it, and literally a little PVA stick, just flicking it out there. Again, it's castaway PVA that I test for and use, and you know, it would be nice to pick one up, but as yet, nothing for me. But we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, absolutely paradise, right picturesque little place, and so it would be a sort of lake that you'd own at the bottom of your garden, and you'd fish with you and your mates every now and then, and you know there's some big lumps in here. It's just a case of getting them out. But yeah, for now I'm going to make myself a cup of tea, sort myself out, because I didn't get much sleep last night, and I've just woke up about half hour ago, reset the rods as you can see with my messy hair and that, and sit back, enjoy, and see if I can see any fish in the margins or anything like that. Maybe put a few bits of bait out there for them, see if I can get them confident on the feed and stick a sneaky little rod on top. So I'll talk to you guys a little bit later. It's looking hard. A few fish milling around on the surface over there on the right. I'd love to show you, climb up the tree and show you the camera, but again, say I'm not allowed. But yeah, there's a few lumps over there. I've had a little walk around, climbed up the tree next to me a bit, and had a look. It's probably about 6 or 7 carp. I'd probably all say upper doubles. One of them looks pretty big. I bought no surface stuffing with me or anything like that, so it might be one of the case of buying some chum mixers next time I'm down the shop, and leaving them in the car for when I'm over here, just in case this happens again. I've had a couple of little knocks on the right hand rod that is over there, so whether the fish are getting down or just touching the line or what, I don't know, but so they're all in that corner just over there, so hopefully they'll spot the bait, get themselves down, get themselves hooked on a Bankum bait hook, or Bankum's tackle hook should I say, and hopefully we'll have one. talking to the landowner for the last couple of hours on the lake. He'd come down and introduced himself to me and stuff like that. Sitting here just having sort of chit chat and talking about things, and middle rod, couple of little knocks, and then ripped off £13 mirror. So real nice to get the first fish of the first time down here. Again, completely uncaught fish, not a mark on its mouth at all, no scarring, no sort of tears, nothing like that at all. All the top flange of its lip, the bottom flange, the whole lot, not caught at all. Give me a real good fight underneath the rod tip, didn't want to come in at all, didn't give up while it was in the net, didn't give up while it was in the sling. Because the landowner's here and he doesn't want the lake being shown on camera at all, I thought it'd be rude to get the camera out in front of him and sort of talk about the fish and why I had it on and stuff. So got a couple of pictures, so here they are. As you can see, absolutely perfect little mirror. You know, one little scale come off as we were getting it in the net because it wouldn't give up at all, but I treated the hook wound in its mouth, and you can see from the photographs, cracking little fish. And this is the rig that I had it on. Again, Nash link that I normally use, soft coated, stripped down about an inch, a little Bankum baits washed out pop up. There's no flavour on that at all, it's completely flavourless. I've done it just purely to see whether the fish picked up the flavour or the colour. Topped it off with a little bit of corn. One of my hooks, it's the wide gape hook that we do, pardon me, in size 10. Little bit of a blowback tubing on there, a little bit of Bankum's tackle shrink tubing, shrunk down at a nice angle, so that sort of sits at the bottom like that. Going on to the swivel, it's a Bankum's tackle small quick change link. Straight onto a size 8 Bankum tackle swivel with a big large O-ring. And just pull the swivel back into the clip. So that's a Bankum's tackle swivel as well. Nice finish, sort of like a transparent green. Lead comes off really nice on there. Straight onto a towel rubber, and the actual tungsten tubing I've got on here at the moment is Corda's dark matter, but like I said, I do have Bankum's tackle tubing. The only reason why that's not on is because I got here late last night. I kitted up one rod with all of my gear, and the rest of it I just left on. So I've got a Nash diffusion leader on one, Corda tungsten tubing, dark matter on the other one, but from that downwards is all of mine, apart from the swivel, the lead and the linkage. So that's a real nice little sort of kick to catch your first fish on your own hook as well. Also, it's one of my hooks and I haven't sharpened it. Stayed nice and sharp. So my nails are, I don't know if you can see that, but my nails are chewed up. But if I go on another nail, look, that's not coming off at all. Nice and sharp, so that's going to go straight back out again. Yeah, and the method I've got that on is basically, I'll show you, hold up one sec. This is what it was caught on. You can see that in there. That's all it is. Pellets and crushed up boilies. That's going out on my mate's boat, going out to the far margins, just dropping it probably a rod length off from the bank on the far margins. Baited up last night there. I went out there again today and baited up. It sat there all day. I would have changed a little bit earlier, but because the bloke come round and was chatting to him, I thought I'd just leave the rods where they are. He wanted to ask to do a rig check, so I said, yeah, by all means, just give me 5 minutes and I'll reel one of the rods in. And literally within 2 seconds of saying that, middle rod ripped up, and he was all chuffed with me rig setup and stuff like that. And yeah, I've now got a full membership on this lake, so there'll be a lot of blogs on this lake. And yeah, so I'm well happy. Just made myself a cup of tea, celebration cup of tea, first fish. Show the pictures again. There you go, absolutely cracking little mirror, £13 spot on, and we released it with the underwater camera, so hopefully there'll be a little bit of footage of that too. So if there is, enjoy, and I'll talk to you guys a little bit later. Right, it's 6 o'clock and I've just looked down the path and my mate Gary's coming back down. Since having that first fish, obviously out of here, it's, you know, right result. There's been a few crashed right over my bait on the far margins over there. One crashed out about 4 or 5 times, nice lump as well, definitely in its 20s. Hopefully tonight, maybe pick out another one. Say Gary's coming back now, so it won't just be my lines in the water. He's going to get a few rods out now. But yeah, it's looking really good. It's cold a little bit, it's overcast now, the wind's picked up a little bit, so I have to see what this lake's like in that sort of conditions. But you know, I've not been doing a lot of talking blogging wise. I've just been sitting here trying to learn in the lake, and that's the most important thing. Watching the water, seeing where the fish go. I've been up a few trees and stuff like that. So yeah, obviously the more time I do on here, the better the blogs will be and stuff like that. But for now, you know, I'm going to eat my macaroni cheese I've just done, have a little word with Gary, and go from there. So talk to you guys a little bit later. But yeah, right result with that one earlier on, and see if we can pull one of the big boys out of here. There's a few unknowns in here as well, so talk to you guys a little bit later. Right, well, it's now 1 o'clock in the morning. I managed to wingle another night out of here. I was going to pack up about 9:30, 10 o'clock on the Thursday night, but I had a word with my missus and said might as well just stay, do another night, get home nice and early in the morning. Not had nothing since that last 13-pound mirror. I've had a couple of little knocks on the middle rod. I've had a few fish jump out over the spot. My mate's back on the lake now that you know about. He's put his rods back out earlier on when he got here at about 6. So far we've had nothing since, but it's all part of learning a new lake. You know, that's why the blog's a little bit short and there's not a lot of talking and stuff like that, not a lot of information. It's more me sort of sitting here making sure I could do the blogs obviously on the lake in the first place, and sorting things out, rules, regulations and stuff. But now I know everything. Next time I come here, do a nice blog, show little spots I've been fishing, just not allowed to say the name of the lake and show the whole lake as a whole, but I'm allowed to show areas. So yeah, obviously, you know, thanks for watching. Sorry it's a little bit of a short blog, sorry about the light in my face, look like a bit of a white ghost. But yeah, tight lines, talk to you guys later. And you know, we'll be doing a few night sessions, quick night sessions over here, so there'll be a lot of blogs with this sort of light and stuff. But hopefully we get a few of the big fish out of here. There's some few unknowns in here as well. So it's a 25, 30 year old pit. It's only been fished for sort of like the last couple of years. So yeah, there's a few fish in here that have never been caught. Big monsters that have been seen. A few of the blokes have said they've seen big fish, and there's definitely been 30s out because there's pictures of them. So hopefully we'll have some of them. And there's a few target fish. So the bloke showed me a few pictures today, a couple of different 30 commons in here, both different fish. So yeah, it'd be nice to get hold of them. So what I'm going to do now is get my head down, try and get myself some shut eye before I early pack up in the morning, get home, and plan my next session. So tight lines, talk to you guys later. Thanks for watching, and you know, if you've not seen my videos before, subscribe and like, and remember, Bankham's Tackle. It's a tackle company I own now, and it's catching fish as you've seen today. There's a lot of testers on my page that have been catching fish and stuff, so give it a look over and go from there. So talk to you guys a little bit later. It's 5 o'clock in the morning and I've just been rudely awoken by an absolutely screaming take. I have never had a take like that. It was just ripping line off, and I had my clutches set pretty tight because I'm up against the far bank, and inside this net I've caught an uncaught common. Absolutely beautiful colours. Had a look at its mouth and it hasn't got a single hook wound at all apart from mine. So this place is turning into be a right gem. I lift it up. I tell you what, catching fish like this out of here all the time, this is going to be an absolutely gem of a place soon. And so I'm not allowed to say the name, but I tell you what, it's a few of you people that would love to be on this. Look at that, absolutely scale perfect dark common. Absolutely cracking. I can't believe that I've been woken up to this in the morning. It's got all its barbs, it's got its inner flange of its lip. It's absolutely spot on, this creature. And what a way to be woken up. First session down here on the new lake. 2 runs, 2 fish. And yeah, really happy with that. Absolutely stunning. But look at that. What a creature. It's like a wood carving. Get a picture of the other side. Oh, baby, baby. It's got one scow missing on this side that I'll treat in a minute. There we go again. Look at that. Absolutely spot on. Called it on the TA1 Bankam's tackle hook. Called it on the Bankham baits. Washed out pink pop up again. As you know, that's my choice of pop up, and it's done me proud over here again. Also got the Bankam's tackle tungsten tubing on, the swivels, everything basically is all my range apart from the lead. And again, the lead comes from Lucky Leads. But spot on, these fish in here haven't been caught before. Some of them have and some of them haven't. New ones are coming out all the time, and this is definitely a new one. And I've been told that if we catch a fish, we can name it and put it onto the committee board and see what they say. So you know, obviously it's a bit hard to name commons. There's nothing really on this that's standing out, but I'm going to call this Steve's fish. But look at that, absolutely picture perfect. Couldn't ask for a better first session. Spot on. Right, just going to cover it up now and get ready to take a photo. Excellent. Wicked stuff.